Hello and welcome to Silver Stitches. My name's Claire and today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet a solid granny square. I work my patterns in UK crochet terms. There is a conversion chart in the description below if you prefer US crochet terms. Or if you have one of my kits, then you can see the conversion chart at the end of the pattern. Today you're going to need a ball of yarn, excuse me, a crochet hook, a darning needle and a pair of scissors. Let's pop the darning needle and the scissors to one side for now and we'll get started. I like to start my granny squares with a magic ring. You lay the tail of your yarn over your fingers and wrap it around your index finger and your big finger, creating a cross on the back. Turn your hand over and just hold it in place with your little finger. Take your crochet hook and then go underneath the first loop, up and over the second loop, and pull the second loop under the first. Twist your crochet hook to make a loop on your hook and then just pull through the working yarn through the loop that you've made. You'll then have something that looks a little bit like this with two strands on one side and one on the other. When you're working your stitches, you'll work them over these two yarns, not this single yarn. Okay, so today we're going to start with a chain 3. To chain, you pop your working yarn over your hook and just pull it through the loop on your hook. That's chain 1. Over and pull through is chain 2, and over and pull through is chain 3. We're now going to work one treble crochet into our magic ring. So you pop your yarn over your hook, you put your hook through the magic ring, yarn over again and pull it back out of the ring. Then pop your yarn over, pull it through the first 2 loops on your hook and yarn over and pull through the second 2 hoops, just like so. We're now going to do a chain 2. So yarn over and pull through, and yarn over and pull through. We're now going to carry on and do 3 treble crochets into our magic circle. So as before, we pop the yarn over, hook through the circle, yarn over, hook out of the circle, so you've got the 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, like so, and yarn over, pull through 2 again. So there's the same again, yarn over in, yarn over out, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, just like that. Same again, the last one. Now, if you find when you're working, your tail of your magic ring is getting a bit small, just give it a little pull. Makes the ring slightly smaller, but it gives you that longer tail. Right, so that's our 3 treble crochets. We're now going to chain 2. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and we're going to do 3 more treble crochets. Yarn over, in, yarn over, out, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, same again. The first part of any crochet pattern is always the most difficult because it's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing sturdy there for you to hold on to, but persevere because it does get easier. So that's our chain 3 treble crochets. We're now going to chain 2, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and we're going to do 3 more treble crochets. Just like so. And now we're going to chain 2. So you'll see you've got 1, 2, 3 complete clusters of 3 treble crochets, and you've got your chain 3 at the start and the first treble crochet you carried out. Now to complete the circle, you're going to do 1 more treble crochet, like so, and then you're going to pull your magic circle tight To do that, all you do is you grab your tail yarn and give it a pull, and it will close up the center hole as much as you want it to be. Right, then pop your hook back in and close this first round. We slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 we made right at the beginning. So right at the very beginning we made chain 1, 2 and 3. We're just going to slip stitch into this third stitch just here. So to slip stitch, insert your hook, yarn over and pull it through both, just like that. And you should end up with a little tiny square with 4 holes in each of the corners. Okay, to start round 2, we slip stitch into the chain 2 space. So the chain 2 space is the space we made when we did our chain 2s on the previous round. So these little holes in the corner. So to slip stitch, you insert your crochet hook through that space, yarn over, pull it out and pull it through the loop that's on your hook. Split that there. There we are, just like that. You're now going to chain 3. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. That's your first chain 3. Now working into this hole, we're going to do 1 treble crochet. So yarn over, in through the hole, yarn over, out, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you're going to do a chain 2. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and 2 treble crochets into that same space. Just like that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to work a treble crochet into the tops of our previous round's treble crochets. So on the previous round we made 3 treble crochets. You can see them here, 1, 2 and 3. And we're going to work a treble crochet into the top of each of those stitches. So yarn over, insert it into the top of the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Same again in the second one, yarn over in that top stitch, whoops, there we are. Okay, and the same on the third. Okay, so that's the 3 that you've done on the top of the previous 3, and now we're on our corner. So when we get to our corner, we do 2 treble crochets into the chain 2 space. Remember, the chain 2 space is that hole we made on the previous round. So yarn over, in the hole, yarn over, out, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Same again, and then 2 more chains. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and in the same space, 2 more treble crochets. And now we've done that, we've completed another corner, and we'll carry on doing the treble crochets in the tops of each of these stitches. So yarn over in that top stitch, there we are, that's 1, and now we're back at another corner. So we're going to do 2 treble crochets into this chain 2 space, and then we're going to chain 2, and now we're going to carry on into the tops of those treble crochets like we've just done. 3 more treble crochets, so that's 1 there, into the second one, and into the third. And now we're back at another corner, so it's 2 treble crochets into that corner. Followed by chain 2, followed by 3 more trebles into that same space. Okay, so now we're going to do a treble crochet in the tops of each of these stitches. So 1 treble into stitch 1, 1 treble into stitch 2, and when you get to the third one, you'll find you are working the stitch into the slip stitch that you made at the beginning of the round. So you do your yarn over and it's in that slip stitch there. And then to join the round, we work a slip stitch into the third chain that we made right at the very beginning. So 1, 2, 3, just insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over and pull through both. Right, at this stage you'll see my hole in the centre's got slightly bigger because I haven't sealed off my tail yarn. So at this stage I'm going to pull that loop, take my crochet hook out, turn my work over and pull my magic circle as tight as I'd like it to be. Take my darning needle and then just stitch it through. I like to just go underneath a couple of stitches like so. This just secures the tail, just stops it unravelling and makes it a little bit tighter. So once I've gone around that, oops, I like to then go back over just a couple of stitches just to make sure it's really nice and secure. So just miss one and go back over another couple, like so. And then take your scissors and cut that tail as close to your work as you can, making sure you don't snip any of the stitches that you've made. Just like that, and that's that secure. So you can see your granny square beginning to take shape now. So we'll carry on onto our next round. So just as with round 2, we slip stitch into our chain 2 space. So yarn over, sorry, no, not yarn over, hook through, yarn over, pull through and pull through the loop on your hook. So you've done that, you're basically reworking the same as you did in round 2. So we're going to work 2, we're going to chain 3, chain 3, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through and yarn over, pull through. We're then going to work 1 treble crochet into that chain 2 space, yarn over, into the space, yarn over, out, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. You're then going to chain 2, so that's 1, 2, and then do 2 more treble crochets into that same space. That's 1, and that's 2. And now you'll see, instead of having 3 treble crochets that we had to stitch into the top of on the previous round, you've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to do a treble crochet into the tops of each of those 7. So it's yarn over into the top of number 1, yarn over, pull through, just as before, just with more stitches. And then when you get to the corner, as before, 2 treble crochets in the corner, then chain 2 and 2 more in the same corner. Okay, so now you can see that's the first side of your third round complete. And what you're doing is you're adding 2 treble crochets to either end each time. So what we'll do is we'll continue to throw a treble crochet into the tops of each of the treble crochets. When we get to the corners, we'll do 2 treble crochets, a chain 2, 2 more treble crochets, and then further continuing on, 1 treble crochet into the top of each of the trebles. In the corner, the same again with 2 trebles, 2 chains, 2 trebles, and I'll meet you when you get back here at the beginning of the round. Okay, so here we are back at the end of our round, and as before, we're going to do our last treble crochet into the top, the slip stitch that we made right at the beginning of the round. Sorry. And then we're going to do a slip stitch into the third chain that we made at the beginning, just to join the round, like so. And now what we're going to do is you just carry on as you have been with the same round over and over again. So slip stitch into the chain 2 space, chain 3, and do a treble crochet into that chain 2 space. Now a chain 2 and do 2 treble crochets into that chain 2 space. Okay, now we're going to carry on like we did before, doing a treble crochet into the tops of each of the previous round's treble crochets. Only this time, because we added 2 on at either end on each round, instead of 7 that we had on the previous round, we've now got 11 treble crochets to treble crochet into the top of. So we're going to just treble crochet into the tops of all of these, the same on the corners with the 2 treble crochets, 2 chains, 2 treble crochets, and continue all the way around, and I'll meet you back here in just a moment. Okay, so here we are back at the end of our round, and to finish off, as before, we're going to do our final treble crochet into the first slip stitch that we made. And to join the round, we're going to do a slip stitch into the third chain that we made right at the beginning. Like so. And then you can keep this going to make it as large or as small as you wish. You can make lots and lots of rounds to make it one big square. You can make lots of little squares to sew them all together and make something else. You can change the colour on each round, so you've got different rounds of different colours and so on. The possibilities are endless once you've got the basics done. So to finish off, we just take our scissors, snip our working yarn and pull it all the way through, like so. Now we just take our darning needle, just thread it, the working yarn through there, and I just tend to go under a few of the stitches, just like so, and then one on the back. Don't put it too tight, because what you'll see is you'll pull your square out of shape. And then just go underneath a few stitches on the back to secure it. And then, as before, snip that as close as you can to your work without snipping any of the stitches, and you've finished your first solid granny square. Well done. Thank you. Goodbye.